Um, all right. We last left off of the 90s, so we agreed that Snoop was going to be taken off of this gentleman's list as an honorable mention. So now we're into the 2000s, and so this guy has Jay-Z, Eminem, Kanye, 50, Lil Wayne. Honorable mention is interesting. Ludacris.
Stop
That's
right there.
very interesting right there.
Stop right there.
I don't want to, before you go on, I got another down south rapper who just came out with an album that might have something to say about that honorable mention.
T.I., of course. But I don't even want to talk about that.
I'll let you go.
Now I see why Jay-Z wasn't in the 90s, because he has Jay-Z in the 2000s. And it seems like whoever was making this list wasn't trying to repeat names. And that's my issue. Because it's hard to not repeat names, because we can go back in the 90s and say, was Rakim effective in the 90s? Yes. But that's a whole other topic.
18th letter was in the 90s. That's true.
Yeah, but we'll stick to the 2000s here. Yeah. With that being said, he had Jay-Z, Eminem, Kanye, 50 Cent, and Lil Wayne. Here actually makes more sense to the 90s to me. But here's the thing. Some of these names can be replaced.
Yeah.
Now, honorable mention Ludacris. I can see why he said that, because a lot of people say that 2001 was the year of Luda, even though to me 2001 was the year of Nas versus Jay-Z, not just solely one person. You know what I'm saying? But Ludacris definitely had a run. However, the mid to late 2000s is where the trap music era came in. Luda's not a trap rapper. He does trap music, but he also does your club music. He does your underground music. He does your lyrical music. He does your basic music. He even did R&B music. You know what I'm saying? So Ludacris was very versatile. You can probably say that he's the down south Redman, and it's crazy we did not mention Redman in the 90s.
That's another one. That's how, like we were saying, we could go.
Yeah, 90s got too many people. But now, I can understand some people may put T.I. in honorable mentions for 2000. Some people may actually put Jeezy in honorable mentions.
That's where I was gonna go.
Some people could also put Twista in this list.
Well, Twista, what did he have? Like one album? I mean, that Kanye.
Kamikaze was dope, man.
Yeah, Kamikaze was fire. I'm not. That was album. I think the honorable mention to be well. Let's get to the top five. I love the top five. I think the top five is spot on. At this point, in looking back at everything, if I had to redo the 2000s, believe it or not, I'd put Kanye 1, Jay-Z 2, Eminem 3, Wayne 4, and 50 Cent 5. Because thing about 50 Cent is he had the most magnitude of any rapper by coming out the way he came out from 2002 to 2003. But after, I'd even say right after Massacre, he lost a lot of steam fast. And Kanye, flat out in a competition, in a competitive battle, Kanye beat him head to head. So he can't be over Kanye.
Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Because Jay-Z is on here and Nas did win, is it wrong to put Nas in this top five or honorable mention?
He could be in the honorable mention conversation, absolutely. Because you got to think, when he beat Jay, he came off of a classic in Stillmatic. He then followed it up with Lost Tapes, which many people thought was
his second, the closest thing to Illmatic.
Yeah, that's right. Right.
And then after that was God's Son, where he went a totally different level.
But see, here's the thing. God's Son was dope, but he started to lose steam. And then
really, because God's Son, he started a trend of people remixing that album. Because even though it didn't have the best production, that's lyrically one of his best albums. So we started seeing Night Runner remixing the album, and then we saw Kev Brown from DC remixing the album, and then also many other people was remixing God's Son.
But see, now we're getting into a 50 Cent deal because Street Disciple was weak, and then you got the end, and that's when people started jumping on the Nas has trash beats. Okay. So he closed out the 2000s. Like, he didn't close out the 2000s well. We got to admit that. You know what I mean? It wasn't until Life is Good that he really came back with something strong, and that was in 2010.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't think Eminem's closed out the 2000s strong neither, but I can't hate if Eminem is number 1, 2, or 3, though.
Yeah, but I don't think Eminem is number. I think I had Eminem at number 4 because now that I look back on it, I think Kanye was the most influential because he had the 3 classic run, and then he started 808 and the Heartbreaks, which started a whole new movement of emo, auto-tune rap. That went right into the 2010s. That album low-key birthed Drake and birthed a lot of the 2010s, even though people kind of laughed at 808 and the Heartbreak when it came out. So I think
you want to know why? Because he's from Chicago, home of Common, where Common had Electric Circus.
That's right.
And that was kind of his Electric Circus.
And see, and Common could go for honorable mention real easy too, because you got to think B came out.
Like Water for Chocolate.
Like Water for Chocolate. Yes.
The Dreamer and the Believer. That album hard.
Which I think Finding Forever, I think it was.
Yeah, Finding Forever was the second Kanye album.
Yeah, that was a very underrated project, bro. Very underrated project. He doesn't get enough credit for that.
But he got back with No ID with The Dreamer, The Believer.
Yeah, now that was 2010s. That's maybe my second favorite.
I thought it was 2009. Okay.
I think it was 2010 because that's the one with Sweet, right? No, 2011 because that Sweet was on there. Yeah. So
shout out to the Raucous era, because the Raucous era, man. If some people felt like hip hop was falling off, Raucous was for them. Like Raucous had Most Def, Khalid Kweli, Pharoah Monch, Shabam Sadiq. They helped bring back Smith and Wesson, the Lyricist Lounge project.
I remember Lyricist Lounge. I remember that. Yeah.
On Sound Bombing and Lyricist Rounds. That's where we saw the introduction of LP, where back then he was a part of a group. Like, yeah. Also the introduction.
That was before Run the Jewels.
Yeah, and speaking of the South, also not just T.I., Jeezy, and Ludacris, you also had Killer Mike, who was premiered Outkast on Stankonia. And you had the crunk era, but you did have some dope rappers also, like David Banner.
Yeah, I remember him. Paul Wall.
Every time someone say Paul Wall, I always think of the Mike Jones song.
Yeah. Which you know what? He's had a good second life after hip hop because he's popular for some reason. He's on a lot of commercials.
But no, 2010 Paul Wall is nasty now.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, he can do his thing. I like the 5. I just may switch the order, but let's get to this honorable mention because Ludacris, T.I., Jeezy. You could throw in Common there. I'm gonna tell you right now, and this might be unpopular. I'm going with Jeezy on that for my honorable mention because, to me, in my opinion, this is my opinion. I think Jeezy was like Atlanta's version of DMX. Like, he came out with a sound that nobody else had. The production, his voice was different. His energy was different. And I want to say like his first 3 albums were like classics. Like to go from TM 101 to Inspiration to I think TM 103, like, and he also had a lot of conscious themes on there. Now, don't get it twisted. T.I. had a run too, and T.I. is the better lyricist, I think, of the 3 of them. You know what I mean? Well, I don't know. Ludacris gonna have something to say about that. I don't know about that, man.
I would say T.I. is the most consistent.
That's a hard decision for honorable mention.
Yeah, I would say T.I. is the most consistent out of those 3. Because Ludacris' career wasn't long, because once he got deep into the movies, especially with the Fast and Furious series, he just stuck to that. But he always came back and showed you that.
All right, you know what? Because I want to say after 2004-ish or so, Ludacris kind of, I don't want to say he flamed out, but he kind of like got into movies. He wasn't what he was from 2001 to like 2003 or so. So I think he kind of cancels out. But between Jeezy and T.I., who would you go with, man? I don't know.
See, that's the problem. I got Ludacris over both of them. And even at that, I would just throw all 3 of those names away and just put down Nas. Now, between T.I. and Jeezy, I would edge it to Jeezy.
You would give the edge to Jeezy?
I give the edge to Jeezy between those 2.
I'll give the edge to Jeezy because I think impactfully, as far as impact, I think his impact was bigger. Like his sound was different. And he just came with a vibe that took the world by storm. Like I would have to go with Jeezy. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I turned into a little bit of a T.I. hater. Like I'd say during COVID times when he was calling out 50. But now that I think about it, him and 50 would be a very entertaining versus. I still think 50 wins though, you know? But he showed me a lot on this Kill the King album. I got a newfound respect for T.I. And it's no slight. He wouldn't make my honorable mention list, but he is a certified legend, bro. Like,
I mean, honestly, you could probably say that T.I. is a New York rapper and a down south body, because he can rap with the people up north. He did songs with Jay. He did songs with Dipset. He did songs on Knife Wonder beats. I mean, like T.I. This album showed that T.I. made DJ Toop sample. That was crazy. The first song on the album, that was a DJ Toop beat. And that sounded nothing like DJ Toop. That joint was hard.
T.I. is very versatile. I mean, speaking of listen, this is no disrespect to Ludacris. I would give the edge to T.I. Even though Ludacris, you know, low-key beat him in that battle, that little tiff they had back in the 2000s. But man, I may have to give the edge to T.I. Maybe it's recency bias because I haven't heard Ludacris, even though he did rip that LA Leakers freestyle, but I haven't heard a quality Ludacris project in a very long time.
Ludaversal was the last album. That was a good album.
Yeah.
It just was underground. It didn't reach the masses like that.
It didn't move. But yeah.
But you know what? Go back to T.I. Shout out to him because he got a song called Pistol on the Dance Floor where he flipped the Key Sweat sample. That's my club joint right now.
You know what? That song had to grow on me, but I fuck with that. I fuck with the Summer Walker song. Believe it or not.
That's okay. The only song I didn't like on the album was the Usher song.
I didn't like that either. I did not like that either. Like, Usher's better than that. You got to get a better feature with Usher than that one, man. You definitely do. But yeah, I'm with that. I think it just comes down to the honorable mention. So you're going with, out of Ludacris, Jeezy, and T.I., who you rolling with?
I would edge it to Ludacris.
Okay. So
But would I keep this list as is? No, because I would replace Ludacris with Nas. And
Okay.
I actually have. I know we didn't say much about 50 Cent. But we're not going to act like 50 Cent before the Curtis album was damn near perfect. Before the Curtis album.
That's right. But we got to factor in. You know what 50 is? 50 is kind of like the Snoop of the
East Coast.
In the 90s was 50 Cent in the 2000s, pretty much.
You're right. But it may be a little better because Power the Dollar, even though it was a 90s album and it was supposed to come out in 2000s.
Yeah.
The mixtape stuff that he put out at that time before Get Rich or Die Trying, to where he was flipping other people's beats and making his mixtape version songs better than the original song. To me, the greatest mixtape compilation album is Guess Who's Back.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Guess Who's Back is like.
But see, that's the reason
on the
why,
same level as Wayne mixtapes. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's the thing. And that's the reason why he stays in the top 5, because him and Lil Wayne is a little back and forth as far as the mixtape deal.
Yeah. You know so I mean? Yeah, I would actually say Jay number 1 between Kanye and Eminem, who's number 2. To me, Kanye number 2.
What did I think? Kanye 1?
Yeah, you had Kanye 1.
Okay, let me see. Jay had Dynasty. Okay, Project. This is his 2000s. Jay had Dynasty, Blueprint, Black Album. Then he had the hiatus. Kingdom Come was whack. Then American Gangster. Then Blueprint 3, which was decent. Oh, I forgot about Blueprint 2. Jay may have to be number 1. Now that I think about it, I might have to go Jay, Kanye, Wayne, Eminem.
I got Jay, Kanye, M. Because even though Slim Shady was 99, Marshall Mathers is the greatest white boy album of all time.
You're leaving out Eminem Show though, bro. Oh my God.
You could arguably say Eminem Show, but Marshall Mathers was perfect.
Eminem Show, yeah.
With the exception of the interlude, I take that back. You know what? I may edge the Eminem Show only because of that gay interlude that's on Marshall Mathers. So you may be correct.
Eminem's catalog versus Wayne's catalog in the 2000s.
In the 2000s,
yeah.
That is hard.
I would have to give the edge to Lil Wayne, man, because the Carters, man, that's a strong, that's strong to beat. And then I'm Not Being a Human Being was fire as well. So
M did have more. Yeah, you know what? Because I'm not a big fan of M's beat selection, but his lyrics make up for it. So
Encore was garbage. Encore was garbage.
Musically, Encore was garbage, but
Relapse
was great.
Now, Relapse
was a good album.
Aged better.
That was
aged
a good album.
well.
Yeah.
Relapse aged well.
No. Wrong album. Because I really didn't care for Relapse was the Medicine album, right?
Yeah.
Because Recovery was the album after that. So you are correct.
Recovery is 2010s though.
Oh, Recovery is 2010. I thought that was 2010.
Yeah.
Okay, so forget Recovery. So yeah, but see, now you say that. Which album was worse, 500 Degrees or Encore? 500 Degrees, clearly.
I don't know about that.
That was not a good album.
Encore was bad.
How you mess up that same sample that Tupac and Biggie used?
But see, here's the whole thing. Eminem had Encore. Relapse, I'd say is kind of okay. What trash? Wayne didn't get onto his trash or his real trash run to the 2010s. So,
but Wayne was hit or miss because The Block is Hot was cool. Lights Out was better. But 500 Degrees wasn't good at all, though, man.
You think so? I hear a lot of people put 500 Degrees up there.
I put Kingdom Come over 500 Degrees if you want to go there. The 500 Degrees was not a good album.
I listened to 500 Degrees. It wasn't as bad as I thought. It was pretty decent, man. I don't know. Like Wayne's real trash run.
So we're back and forth between Eminem and Wayne. If we did a coin flip, I may edge Wayne because of mixtape Wayne. So let's say Jay-Z won.
Yeah, let's give Wayne the edge because of the mixtapes.
Yeah, Wayne 3, Eminem 4. Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Who's 5? 50 or
I would have to say
50.
50. Yeah.
Honorable mention, I got Nas still.
Okay.
Over those.
Nas is my favorite rapper, but I can't deny the impact of Jeezy. I gotta go Jeezy on that.
Now, me personally, my favorite rapper is Common. I put him over everyone on this list, but I'm thinking of biasly as well. So yeah, I would say Nas instead.
My thing is Nas died out the 2010s. The 2000s pretty. He wasn't strong at all, man. He kind of flamed out.
But I also gotta accept the fact that Common isn't for everybody either. With that being said, could you put Andre 3000 on here?
Not enough.
Not enough?
Not enough work. I mean, you just had Love Below, Stankonia. What else have we got?
Idlewild.
Nah.
That was because that wasn't really an Outkast album.
Nah.
But his features hit hard though, bro.
Yeah.
That was when the beginning of his feature run.
Yeah, but 2000s is a good debate. Good debate, man. So all right, let's get to 2010s. This is gonna be an interesting one here.
Okay, this one I'm gonna sigh because to me, 2010s is still the worst decade of hip hop.
Okay, so let's go here. Drake, Nicki Minaj, J. Cole, Kendrick, Kanye, honorable mention Future. Believe it or not, I can't complain. If I really want to be biased, I'm going Freddie Gibbs is my honorable mention, but he's an underground artist, so I can't say that.
I agree. Not even just Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah.
You can also arguably put Currency on here. You could also put Big Crit on here. And I'm thinking honorable mention, by the way. Not
Big
top
Crit,
5.
Big Crit is good. Even though Big Crit, I didn't like the way he closed out the 2010s. But I mean, if there's an honorable mention, if we're gonna go with the underground honorable mention, I'm clearly going Freddie Gibbs.
But yeah, I mean,
in my opinion, I know people think it's blasphemy. I listen to Freddie Gibbs over Kendrick Lamar, bro.
And another thing about the 2010s, this is the first era where the old rappers were rapping better than the current
new rappers,
because I didn't mention Rick Ross, and Rick Ross is really a 2000s rapper. But to compare Rick Ross with these names and his music
check this out, they got Kanye on here.
That's another thing. It ain't Kanye's on here, and it ain't even just Kanye.
Okay, so I gotta rewind here now. Let's rewind this now. Because
now keep in mind, I can see why Kanye is on here because of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was 2010. But that was also the end of what people would consider the old Kanye, unless to you the old Kanye was
all right.
3 albums. But at the latest, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Dark Fantasy was the end of the old Kanye.
Let's look. You're right about that. The big 3 stays. We agree on that. Kanye. Let's break down.
J. Cole.
Let's break down. Let's break down Kanye. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, the Good Music compilation, Cruel Summer. I like that. That was a dope project.
But everything from Yeezus on is strictly for the new generation.
Here's my thing. You could say what you want about Yeezus, and I don't like the album like that. But bro, if you are 30 and under, that album is a movement, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Exactly.
You just gotta suck it up and admit, like, look, we're just gonna take a knee. We'll give you that one. We don't see it, but they worship that album like it's on the level of like a Doggy Style.
Exactly, because this is where the new era appreciates the 808 and Heartbreaks Kanye more than the first 3 album Kanye, because Dark Fantasy was all 4 albums wrapped in one.
Yeah.
But Yeezus was like the beginning of a different Yeezus, a different Kanye. That different Kanye was very liked by those who really look up to your Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick, which to me are really offsprings of Little Brother and Lupe, because those were the rappers that didn't make it. So here comes a new way of rappers who are influenced by your Little Brother, your Slum Village, your Lupe, where they actually made it. You know what I'm saying?
And then you got Life of Pablo, which is low-key a dope album, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a dope album. And that was 2016. And then Kanye kind of
he had the Ye EP. I actually like the Ye EP a little more than Pablo, because Pablo had plenty of skits.
I didn't like the Ye EP. I didn't like that. The whole seven album thing.
And the funny thing is, Drake wrote half of that EP.
Yeah, that is true. I did read that rumor.
Yeah, I think Drake wrote half of that EP and Pusha wrote the other half.
Yeah,
which is crazy how they got into a battle with each other later on in the 2010s.
Yeah, Kanye definitely belongs on here. Where he stacks up as far as the list, I don't know. Now, Nicki Minaj, you're just gonna have to take a knee
because she pretty much was a more advanced Lil' Kim, even though some people may prefer Lil' Kim over Nicki, like me. But for this new era, who's into the new Kanye, they like Nicki.
Like the thing about Nicki Minaj is
Nicki's really for the Wayne fans.
See, the thing about Nicki Minaj is why she's on there. She was the first one. She was the first one to really use social media to create a movement. Because she was the first one with a real hive fan base. She was the one that really started that, you know?
And she's arguably the most beautiful female rapper ever. Let's keep it real. She's arguably the most attractive female rapper ever. The only female rapper you could put on mute that you would put over her would have to be, and I'm saying on mute, it would have to be either Megan.
Lotto looks better than her.
Lotto now, because she got pregnant, so she got thicker. Lotto now is number 1.
No, Lotto before and after the pregnancy.
Nah, I wouldn't put Lotto over Megan back then.
I would put Megan Thee Stallion over Nicki.
You put Megan over Nicki?
Yeah. Megan over Nicki, Lotto. I think the girls now are more attractive.
Pink Friday Nicki was physically perfect, though. Even though we know the body parts weren't real. But like from Pink Friday to, I would say, Queen, because after Queen, that's when you started seeing that she started getting too much more of an enhancement. But the Pink Friday Nicki Minaj on mute was like, a lot of people overlooked her music and just wanted to see Nicki.
She was a baddie in her day, but me, I just think there are others. Like Lady London. Lady London, that's another one. She's pretty
She dope and she
real
cute. Yep.
and she doesn't have surgeries from what I understand either. Now looks wise, I honestly would take Meg because I don't think Meg had much work done. I don't know.
She only had work done with her nose. That's it.
Yeah.
Like,
you know
these
what?
new female rappers, they say
Speaking of work,
natural.
okay, so she had
nose.
surgery, but the sexiest one to me is Glorilla, I would say. Even though I can't, the minute she opens her mouth, I'm just totally turned off.
That's what it is when she opens her mouth. That's the.
But
problem.
when Nicki opens her mouth, she seems sounds even. Nicki sounds just as bad, if not worse. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know, but Nicki's got to be on here. She, like it or not, she's got to be on here. Now, the honorable mention thing, I want to get back to this. Future's on here. Now, I totally agree. Future started a movement and a sound that nobody else has.
Except Wayne.
Well, no. I think he did something. He did something different than Wayne, bro. he Wayne shit. Because off of Future came Travis Scott and Young Thug, and
you could probably say Future did the auto-tune style better than Wayne, but Wayne was doing that first though.
Yeah, but not the way Future was doing it, man. He's just different. He's just a different sound. Like he when he hit, it was kind of like Young Jeezy in a way in the 2000s. Like it was a different kind of trap. But you brought something up very interesting. You brought up Rick Ross.
Yeah.
And when you really look at it, you got Teflon Don, you got God Forgives and I Don't.
Oh, that.
In between, you have the what is it? The mixtape that he had, Rich Forever mixtape, which was fire. Underground, underrated fire mixtape.
Black Market was dope.
Classic. After that, you had Mastermind.
Black Market.
Black Market was, but what else did you have after that? He had a strong 2010s, bro. Not to mention,
did have the MMG series.
Yeah.
The compilations.
The MMG compilations.
He was putting on Pill and putting on Wale.
The features. I mean, he held his own against Nas, against Jay-Z. He had arguably the hardest verse on Kanye's joint. You could make a strong case for honorable mention for Rick Ross, bro. Mm-hmm. You really could.
You can.
Strong case. I don't know about that, man.
So if we was to stick to the 5, let's just say, even though, you know what? Here's the thing. Would you say number 1 is Drake or Kendrick in the 2010s?
Oh, Kendrick.
Okay.
Hands down.
Drake. So Kendrick won.
See, this is my debate about Kendrick, right? And I'll issue this to any Drake fan out there. What's the box that Kendrick doesn't check? And you can't name one.
Yeah, you can't say club songs anymore.
Can't do it. He got the hits. And I'm talking mega hits.
You can't say relatability anymore.
Can't do that.
Can't say battling anymore.
Can't do that. He had the hardest verse, arguably, definitely of the
Think about it.
Arguably,
Kendrick Lamar
control.
Kendrick Lamar was a MC who technically wasn't supposed to make it because he had the attitude of an underground rapper, but he made it in that mainstream atmosphere to a point where you have Lupe fans and Drake fans against him, like two totally different sides of hip hop.
Mm.
And you would think that he would adapt to both sides, but you know what I'm saying?
Believe it or not, he's
having to Pimp a Butterfly.
He's an even more conscious version of Nas, and he took commercial. He made conscious music more commercial, if that makes any sense.
Also, one thing I like about Kendrick is that he likes to mix styles. He
Yeah,
likes to mix many styles together. Like you could arguably say "To Pimp the Butterfly" was like the Roots meet DJ Quick.
yeah.
Like,
Not,
and it worked.
I mean, it does. I mean, see, like Drake, if you want him 2 or 3, I don't care because all right, I'll give you he has hits. I'll give you maybe he has at least one classic because I think So Far Gone was classic, and he was innovative with a melody style.
So let's say this: Kendrick 1, Drake 2, J Cole 3,
3.
number 4. Even though I wouldn't put her on here at all, I can't hate Nicki Minaj just
No,
for
I
the
go Kanye.
females.
I go Kanye over Nicki
You say Kanye over Nicki,
because Nicki Minaj
even
not
though
anything
Nicki had the best. You know what? Nicki had probably had the best verse on Monster.
a monster. I don't know. I got to go and listen to that song again. But I mean, Nicki doesn't have a My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. She just doesn't.
Good point. And also, Nicki doesn't have a Teflon Don. So, with that being said, should Nicki be a honorable mention?
Maybe, yeah. So we have Kanye 4, okay.
Can we say Rick Ross 5 or Future 5?
That's an interesting one. So we're saying, okay, all right, here we go. If we put Rick Ross at 5, Future versus Nicki Minaj, who you taking?
Future.
Yeah. That's what I said. That's what I said, man.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? All right. Let's do it this way. If we put in a playlist, if we have a Drake playlist, a J. Cole playlist, a Kendrick playlist, a Kanye playlist, a Rick Ross, and a Future playlist, I'm listening to all of them before I listen to Nicki.
I'm listening to Remy and Rhapsody before I'm listening to Nicki.
Oh, you damn right.
So yeah, you got a point. So yeah. Now with that being said, Rick Ross or
all right, here we go. Here we go. Let's do it this way.
Rick Ross or Future at 5.
Let's go Rick Ross.
Rick Ross at 5.
No. You know what? No, let's go Impact. I'm gonna go Future, and I'll go Rick Ross as the honorable mention.
Okay, if you want to do that.
Because Rick Ross has some albums that weren't great, but weren't like top notch towards the end of the 2010s. But he's consistent as hell.
Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Would you slide Game in there?
No.
Okay.
No. Game. I mean, he would be back in the 2000s, but even in the 2000s, I don't think he would be on that level.
I mean, okay. Also, we got to bring up the drill era. Would you slide either G Herbo or Chief Keef?
Chief Keef over G Herbo.
Over Rick Ross?
No.
Okay.
I'm not doing that. I mean, nah. I mean, you know, Chief Keef is a legend. So
I actually prefer G Herbo.
All right, I like that. I like
he put
got the big 3. You got
what I like about G Herbo? G Herbo made people believe that young people can do more than drill music. Because let's not forget, he was actually put on by Common first.
Yeah, Chicago. That's a Chicago, son of Chicago right there.
And when he was doing songs with Lil Bibby, they were flipping a lot of New York samples and New York beats.
Yeah. Yeah. So we go big 3, Kanye, Future, Rick Ross, honorable mention. I like that.
Okay, so Future is 5 and Rick Ross is honorable mention.
I like that.
That's cool. And that makes sense too because Future outperformed Drake on that EP they did.
You know what? You can say what you want. Future, I mean, people call the mumble rap and all that, but he made a believer out of me, man. I rock his playlist still, you know, and now he might not, maybe he has a couple, like I think Dirty Sprite 2 is his only classic, but man, you want to turn up, he's the guy to go to.
Me personally, I actually like the Future album more than Dirty Sprite 2.
Dirty Sprite 2 is an album, though.
No. Because remember, he put out one album called Future and one album called Hendrix. But Hendrix had a lot more singing than Future.
Okay.
Future had a lot more rapping. And I have to say rapping because, in this era, rap singing counts as rapping. Yeah, so... Yeah, but I still agree with what you have. Now, here's our issue. Does the 2010s match with the 2020s?
All right, well,
look at who's in the 2020s right now.
Let's talk it down. Let's talk down.
This is why this doesn't make sense. Lil Baby was actually better in the 2010s.
All right, I got a problem with this list. The 2020s are horrible. Oh God!
Because one Lil Baby, I'm not a fan of Lil Baby, but his best music was in the 2010s.
Yeah, I agree.
That's one. Number two,
Lil Baby needs to get the hell out of here. He's trash.
Number two, Travis Scott.
Doja Cat. Here's the thing about Doja Cat, and people are going to say, is she rap or is she pop? Because her first album was very pop heavy. But I guess if we're going to put Nicki on there, I guess you got to go, you know what I mean? So,
but
Lil
Doja
Baby
Cat
to get
over
out of here.
Megan? But is Doja Cat over Megan? I don't know.
I would listen to her over Megan.
You put Doja
I
Cat
don't
over
think Megan is doing anything spectacular, bro. It's just the same rebranded P-rap. You know?
I mean, you could say that she doesn't have a lot of versatility, but she's very good at what she do. Because we're not going to act like she don't be spitting. You just wish you could hear more versatility out of Megan.
I would put Lotto over I'll put Lotto over Megan.
When Lotto first came out, she was a lot better. But all of a sudden, she just stuck to one style and couldn't let go of that one style. Every once in a while, she'll rap, but then she'll try to rap like somebody else.
Now, here's the thing. Is it too soon to put Glorilla on there?
I wouldn't put Glorilla on here at all.
You would?
I wouldn't.
Wouldn't? Okay.
Because I can't put her over Megan.
I'm listening to Glorilla over Megan.
You put Glorilla over Lotto?
I think they're about even.
You said they're about even?
It's that Memphis trap, man. It's just a whole vibe, you know? Okay, all right. 2020s. Kendrick and Drake, take your pick. I go Kendrick again because I will take Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers and GNX over anything Drake put out this era. Drake has a very lackluster 2020s. I mean,
but here's the problem with the 2020s, though.
He has a 2020s full of mid as far as albums, which goes to show how weak the decade is.
I would put Future over Lil Baby, Travis Scott, Doja Cat, and 21 Savage.
I can maybe go with that.
Like, Future still exists.
Now,
Kendrick still exists.
But here's the whole thing. Drake
still exists. And J. Cole still exists. Those four still exist.
Okay, here's the deal. Drake, I would go number one Kendrick. I would go two J. Cole because J. Cole got better lyrically, I think, this decade. Remember, he had the feature run. He had
that was the mid to late 2010s. He started a feature run up until the early 2020s.
Around COVID time. And he's had strong projects. He hasn't had a weak project yet. His catalog is better.
His only flaw was the battle. That was his only flaw.
Yeah,
it's a big flaw.
I gotta go Kendrick. I gotta go Drake. I gotta go Kendrick. I gotta go Cole. you could sell me on Drake at number 3.
Number
But
4 is
here's my
Future.
thing about now. I want to get to this Travis Scott thing. Remind me, what does Travis Scott put out? Because Astro World came out in 2018. What did he drop in the 2020s that was so grand?
When did Goosebumps come out?
That was 2016.
That was 2016.
That was 2010s. Like, why is he here?
And
I can't even say Future. I can't even say Future because here's my thing. Let's go big 3. All right. Let's go Drake. Let's go Kendrick, Cole, Drake, right? But the glaring point that's out there is, where is Nas with the Hit Boy run?
Mm-hmm.
Where is Nas with the Hit Boy run? You could make a stronger case for Nas in the 2020s than Nas in the 2000s for making the list, believe it or not, because as far as all vet rappers, he smoked everybody with that run.
You're right, because he even made 21 Savage a believer.
Which he's the honorable mention. I don't know why, but I think the reason why is because he showed that he can go rhyme for rhyme with Drake. But see, that's another reason why Drake is not 1 or 2, because less lyrical rappers have gone rhyme for rhyme with Drake. I mean, I heard 21 Savage projects. I'm not like super impressed. He's okay, but I don't know. I mean, if you want to have, I would have Nas at number 4 at least. But I know people are gonna throw back, well, Nas didn't have a lot of impact, but you gotta admit the demographic.
Technically, he did, because he brought back a lot of old school artists last year.
You know what they're gonna say? They're gonna say, oh well, he didn't sell all that much. But the thing about it is he's independent. You know, but at the same time, he won a Grammy at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Nas needs to, we at least have to have Nas as the honorable mention.
He's honorable mention at the least.
At the least, yeah. Because he, out of all the vets, he's had the strongest 2020s, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he hasn't had one misstep. He's got to get some credit for that. So at the worst, I'm going honorable mention. But
yeah,
Doja Cat, I can live with, but I'm kind of iffy on that. But who replaces Travis Scott? Because I'm trying to think, you know what? Let me just look.
You wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. You wouldn't put Future. I mean, I hate this name, NBA Youngboy.
You know what? Hold that thought. Hold that thought.
I hate that name because I will always put the baby over NBA Youngboy. And we all know the baby had a fall off, but he came back this year.
Okay, here we go. Travis Scott. All right. Rodeo is 2015. Birds in the Trap, Sing McKnight. That's the one with Goosebumps. That was 2016.
Okay.
Huncho Jack with Quavo is 2017. Astro World is 2018. I was right about that. Jack Boys is 2019. So
Jack Boys 2 was last year.
And that was trash.
Yeah.
The only album he put out was Utopia, and that was decent to dope, but
Pusha T. Why we not saying Pusha T? He should be number 4.
That's a good question. Travis Scott needs to get out of there. Lil Baby needs to get out of there. Okay. Pusha T 2020s.
Yes.
But what do we got? We got the Clips album.
It's Getting Dry, which is arguably his second best album.
What was after that?
After It's Getting Dry was
Daytona was 2010s now.
Yeah, but yeah, It's Getting Dry was 2020s. Because after that was the Clips album. Because remember, Malice was on the last song.
Is that the only one that's the only one he did?
It was another. It had to be another album that came out before then.
Yeah.
That had Untouchable. What album was the one that had Untouchable on it? Because Untouchable was hard.
Yeah. It's Almost Dry was 2022, but yeah, he just had that and Let God Sort Him Out. And Let God Sort Him Out. A lot of people argue that Malice got the better of him on that. I don't know about Pusha for the 20. Like, he's more 2010 because 2010s he had Daytona, he had My Name Is My Name, Fear of God, Darkest Before Dawn. So yeah, I would be iffy on. He didn't outpace Nas, that's for sure.
What year was the story of Adidon?
That was 2018.
That was 2018. Okay.
Yeah, it's 2010.
I guess we got it. But dang, now if I think about it, does Pusha T belong in the 2010s over Rick Ross then?
That's a good question. That's an honorable mention top up.
Yeah.
That's an honorable mention toss up for sure. Yeah, so you got Big 3 and Nas. So we got 4. Doja Cat. I guess
I'm trying to think of a name that makes sense.
Who is the honorable mention? You know what? Yo, I'm gonna ride with you, man. We gotta go with some impact here. We may have to go NBA Youngboy. Oh man.
I will tell you this. I'm not a big fan of that verse on the T.I. album, but I can stomach that over most of his verses.
I like that song. I like it. I liked it, man.
It was on a sample, so that kind of made me overlook NBA, but T.I. was spitting on that album.
Bro, he put in work, dog.
I didn't expect him to spit like that on that album.
NBA Youngboy's got like literally like 20 projects in the 2020s, bro.
Oh yeah, he's the currency of the day to new niggas.
Yeah, bro. You may have to put him, even though 21 Savage is a better rapper, the impact is undeniable, bro. You may have to go with Youngboy. Oh my God.
I'm not gonna act like 21 Savage ain't put out no whack shit.
Wow.
Savage Mode 1 and Savage Mode 2 are hard as hell.
It's really come down to debate 21 Savage versus NBA Youngboy. Man, rap is terrible. Jesus.
And yeah, that's the thing.
The 2020s is bad, dude.
To me, Drake's best album since the Views album is Her Loss.
I agree, man. Oh, Jesus.
So we had the big 3. Nas, who do we say was 5?
Doja Cat. We were going to keep her there.
Would you put Doja?
Even though I'm questionable on that. Huh?
That's my thing. Number 5 has to be a female.
Doja Cat's a better rapper than NBA Youngboy, bro. She just is. So she belongs over NBA Youngboy.
I guess we'll just say number 5 is a female, because some may say Doja Cat, some may say Megan. I don't know what it is, bro. Like Megan.
I don't see Megan on there, bro. I just don't. She doesn't have any standout albums. She doesn't have anything. I mean, WAP. Okay, all right, I'll give you one. Cardi.
She out-rocked the hell out of Cardi on that song.
That's true. And Cardi only has one album this era, but she has a bunch of singles though.
Yeah. But if we can't include Pusha T, we can't include Cardi.
Yeah, you're right. And Cardi, her biggest impact was late 2000.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Part of me wants to put Pusha T on here, but it's almost like the Lauryn Hill effect, quality over quantity.
I mean, if Pusha T had a sure enough standout classic solo, I would say put Pusha T on here because Eclipse Let God Sort Him Out.
You didn't like It's Given Dry?
I liked it. No, it was a dope album, but it wasn't like.
I mean, it's almost dry.
Daytona. Yeah.
No, it definitely wasn't better than Daytona.
Yeah.
But I just liked the way that album was formatted. Half Kanye, half Pharrell.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's done enough as far as impact is concerned.
So we'll say the big three: Nas, a female,
Doja. I would go with Doja. I'd leave Doja on there.
And
honorable mention,
Young Boy.
Man, do I feel dirty saying that name?
Hold on, you would put Doja Cat over 21 Savage?
21 Savage really doesn't do nothing for me, man.
All right, we'll just say Doja or a female.
I would even want to say, well, Pop Smoke died before the 2020s. Damn. No Pop Smoke.
Because I'm thinking, is there a female rapper better than 21 Savage? That's popular. I have to say that's popular because it's definitely underground female rappers.
You could really argue 21 Savage's girlfriend raps as good or better than him. I don't see much of a difference. I mean, if I listen to a Lotto album, 21 Savage album, I'm pretty much coming out feeling the same way, which is kind of mid, maybe with some moments. That's about it.
And we'll just say a female, but we'll just say Doja Cat or a female. You know what? I think we should put NBA YoungBoy at number 5.
All right.
An honorable mention, a female.
Doja Cat. All right. I could go with that. I would go with Kendrick. I would go Cole 2, Drake 3, Nas 4, NBA YoungBoy 5, and then Doja Cat at honorable mention.
But I don't even think that's a much better list than this because one, I wouldn't even put NBA YoungBoy over Lil Baby.
Only thing we really changed,
Lil Baby fell off.
Yeah, in a way we changed. The only thing was Nas.
Also,
and I don't think Nas makes this list look so much better because you got a mid Drake.
Look up Future in the 2020s.
All right, let's do that. Yeah, that's a good point. Let me see that.
Because his 2 albums he did with Metro Boomin, to me, are his best out. Matter of fact, why are we not skipping at that? Those we still don't. Yeah, We Don't Trust You may be his second best album. So I take that back. If Dirty Sprite 2 is 1, We Don't Trust You is number 2.
All right, let's go here. High on Life, that's pretty good.
And then
the Pluto and Baby joint came out. High on Life was dope. Pluto and Baby Pluto, which was the compilation with Lil Uzi. I Never Liked You got a lot of buzz. Remember, he got nominated for a Grammy, I think. He had that. And then we had We Don't Trust You in 2024.
And We Still Don't Trust You.
And We Still Don't Trust You. And he's dropping an album. He's dropping an album next week.
And Mixtape Pluto.
Yeah. All right, you know what? We got to take him over NBA YoungBoy. Yeah. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Big 3. Let's go Kendrick, Cole, Drake, Nas, Doja, Future.
Let's okay. I'll accept that.
Yeah, we could live with that one.
Because it just didn't feel right.
I can't. I feel too. I know. I feel dirty putting NBA YoungBoy up on there.
Yeah, because it's like if we're gonna put NBA YoungBoy on there, we might as well should have left Travis Scott on there. You know what I'm saying? So,
but the thing about it is with NBA YoungBoy that he don't sell that a large amount of records. I don't know if he have 100,000.
He's a streaming artist. Like you got a lot of these new artists that are going platinum strictly off of streaming. Yeah. Like your Polo G. Polo G has a whole lot of plaques, but no one really talks about Polo G like that. Unless you from this new era. Mana Leo is another one too. She's a female rapper. She's almost like the female version of Stunner for Vegas.
Yeah, I'm looking at this dude's first week sales. Like his biggest, like Slime Cry did 75,000. His one before that did 49,000 first week. I rest my case. Okay. AI YoungBoy 2 did 110,000, but that was 2010s. Colors did 80,000 first week. But that to me is not impressive for the wave that this dude has, because he has a big following in the under 25, and these are the numbers he's putting out.
Because we're in the streaming era, like Drake fans that love to judge rappers by streaming, those are the people that look up to the NBA YoungBoys and the Doja Cat.
But he don't. But he doesn't stream though. He doesn't stream like that.
It's crazy because you'd be like, how do you get all these?
That doesn't make any sense. How is it the streaming era worships this guy, and he could barely get over 100,000 in 1 week. This don't make any sense.
He got a whole lot of YouTube views. I know that for sure. Whole lot.
Yeah, I'm going Future over him. I just am. But you know, the 2020s, we got to have a separate show of because we were at the midpoint of the 2020s. We were over the midpoint of the 2020s. Like we got to do a best of or something, because man, hip hop is dying. If that's what the mainstream is giving us.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Between the 2010s and the 2020s, the only rapper we replaced was the female rapper.
Yeah.
No, because we took Nicki Minaj off and we had Rick Ross and Future.
Rick Ross. And the Rick Ross and Pusha debate for the 2010s is real. That's real. Yeah. I could entertain that. But damn, the 2020s is bad. That's horrible, man.
See, you brought up Glorilla.
How many albums she put out? She just had her debut, right?
She only put out one album and like a handful of mixtapes.
All right, yeah, she's got some work to do. You can't, and it's not like Glorilla was classic or nothing, you know. Like if we're really gonna go there, then we got to go Doechii then. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But see, I see. We'll see what Doechii does this year or next year, because apparently she's putting out some special. So I'm real.
Yeah, I mean, I like Glorilla too, but another one. Now Reese would be all over this one is Baby Keem, because he thinks Baby Keem is like the next one. Casino. I listened to again. I do like that album, but his first album kind of doesn't ring off for me. But when I saw him come out at the Kendrick Lamar concert, bro, he got the biggest ovation. Oh my God. Did they go crazy when Baby Keem came out? So I don't know. 2020s, man. Mainstream hip hop, we're in trouble, bro. Like, come on, you got to rely on this is what we got in the 2020s. We got Kendrick Lamar with 2 albums and the greatest diss record of all time, arguably. We got J. Cole, decent work. I'd say a decent, 3 albums he put out. a mid-album version of Drake with some hits here and there, a 50-year-old Nas, you know what I mean? Doja Cat, who was a borderline pop star, and Future, who may or may not be in his prime. I don't know what Future's prime looked like.
I mean, what new, other than the only true new artist that we could say that we mentioned so far was G Herbo, Chief Keef, NBA Youngboy. Like Cordae is dope, but he's still considered on an underground base.
Not good enough, bro. He's not good enough. I think he missed his shot. I think he missed his shot. I do. I don't think Cordae. Another one is JID. But JID, again, a lot of his stuff was 2010s, you know? And the 2020s, he was supposed to make that jump, but he came out last year and it was decent, but it wasn't like next level, you know?
Yeah, now we got Kenny Mason, who's from that JID Earth Gang cloth.
Which
he's cool.
I like his album. Like at first I listened to his album, but then I listened to it a couple more times. I was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, he's cool, but he just hasn't.
He's got a ways to go though.
Top part, yeah.
Yeah.
You said Baby Keem.
And Baby Keem, I'm gonna say, if anything, he's just warming up. He's just. I'll give you Casino.
Oh, shout out to Momo Boy. Whoever gets her pregnant, you one lucky son of a bee, because.
But that was the one on Good Flirts, right?
Yeah, when Momo Boy gets thick by pregnancy, man, everybody gonna be scared of her. Like Lotto right now, like you see how thick Lotto got since that baby.
Yeah, I mean,
bad thick.
She's good either way, but
but right now it's like thick. Like,
I would take her over Nicki any day of the week. I'll just say that. But anyway, y'all, this was a long one. Thanks for joining me, bro.
Of course.
Shout out
always
BLG, aka Bootleg Gang. Definitely like, share, subscribe. Check out Hip Hop Roundtable Presents the Review. We're getting close to 2,000 members. Definitely check that out and join that group if you want.
And once again, rest in peace, David Berry.
Rest in peace, Dave. Condolences to your family. You know what I mean? And like, share, subscribe. Hip Hop Roundtable Reviews. I'm gonna try at the tail end of this holiday weekend come back with some more reviews. I still got some albums to get to that came out, and we're gonna be back next week. And we always got a topic to talk about. So we'll let you know.
Before we end, real quick,
the
new Blue and Exile album may be the best album I've heard this year so far.
I want to get to Tierra Whack. We got to talk about that album.
Oh, yeah, that album.
We got to talk about that album.
That album tough.
We may have to review that next week because I got a lot to say on that album. That's an interesting project, definitely. Speaking of female rappers, so definitely. Anyway, thanks, y'all. Definitely like, share, subscribe. Hip Hop Roundtable Reviews. We will see y'all later and enjoy your holiday weekend. All right.
And Lupe, don't ever put Rosenberg Raw over Kendrick Lamar. What's wrong with you, man?
Lupe, you know better. Man. You know better, Lupe.
Okay, Be Magic made sense, but Rosenberg Raw? Come on, man.
Lupe, cut it out, man. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your night, all right? Peace.